So if you're thinking about buying the Sony FX6 and you're wondering if it's still a smart move or if you should wait until whatever Sony drops next, this video is for you. Or maybe you're just curious about what long-term real world use actually looks like. The good, the bad, and the stuff you don't hear in launch videos. This video is not about specs. If you're watching this, then you probably already know that the FX6 is a great camera. It does a lot of cool things, but this video is really gonna talk about my real world experience and how I've used it in scenarios that I absolutely love and things that I wish could be improved. First up, autofocus. You see, when you're on a set and you're the only person shooting, maybe you have a small crew of maybe 2 to 3 people, but everybody's managing different jobs and roles. The best autofocus is the one that you can set and forget about. And that's what you get with the Sony FX6. You don't have to worry about it missing focus or hunting around. I love that I can just tap on the autofocus and absolutely rely on it every single time to not only stay in focus, but lock in. If it can't stay on the autofocus, then it'll do a face focus. I can't tell you how many times this has come in handy when I'm shooting corporate events or shooting multiple cameras and I'm on the gimbal and I have one camera set back. I can just rely on it nailing the focus every single time. Now, no FX6 review is complete if they don't mention the Auto ND, and this is no exception. You truly have to experience Auto ND to really appreciate it. And one thing that I absolutely love about it is it gives you the ability to expose while staying present. Look, I've used a Sony a7S III for years and I love a variable ND, and sometimes having to use my hand to make those adjustments can take me out of the moment. With the Auto ND, I'm able to really stay locked in and rely on it to automatically make adjustments, and if I need to take over at any time, it's so easy to click a button and do exactly that. No breaking eye contact, no menu diving. This not only changes how you shoot, but what you shoot. Another thing that's amazing about this camera is just the overall form factor. And it feels good in your hands. I've never picked this camera up and thought it felt uncomfortable or kind of wonky. With a smaller camera like the Sony a7S III, handheld can be a little harder because it's so small. You have to kind of rig it up. With this one, you could just take it out and go. The button layout is another big advantage. Now, the Sony FX6 is my first cinema camera and I was completely overwhelmed with all the buttons when I first got it, but I quickly realized one button for one job is the way to go. After shooting every day for a couple of months, I started to memorize the button layout to where I can click buttons without having to look, and that's where the magic starts to happen. Have to quickly change white balance? There's a button for that. Say there's a setting you don't have a button for that you absolutely love using, you can customize all the buttons to a layout of your liking. This camera just feels like it was designed by people who actually shoot. It's crazy to think this camera's already been out for 6 years because every time I use it, it feels like it just came out, it feels brand new. It is such a fun camera to use. So after having this camera and shooting with it for 2 years and loving it so much that I bought 2, there are still some things that I wish were different and some improvements that I wouldn't mind seeing. Number one is obviously open gate. That'd be a great feature to use, especially when I'm shooting content like this, talking head. Reframing is just a no-brainer. You already know about the top handle and needing it for audio. That bothers some people, but for me, that's been no problem. There has been a couple of times where I wish I didn't have to put the handle on for audio, but those times are so rare that it outweighs the quality you get from having it. Which leads me into audio quality. Being able to plug XLR mics into it, coming from the a7S III is a huge game changer. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get used to it, the audio quality really is better. One thing to consider if you're coming from a mirrorless camera is there really is a big learning curve. I don't recommend just taking it on day one and shooting with a client. You definitely want to get your reps in. You want to learn how this camera works, what it can do, what it can't do, some things that it really is strong at, which a big list, and some things will fall short, like shooting audio at 120 frames per second. So, should you buy the Sony FX6 in 2026? My answer, absolutely yes. Tools, they come and they go, but gear that allows you to stay focused in on the story, that's what lasts. And that's what the Sony FX6 does for me. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Peace.